Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kali and this is week 48 of my weight loss and self-discovery journey. So as you can see, I'm on location in the guest room where I'm 1 week into a 1 month goal that I set for myself to completely renovate this room. It was kind of a storage dump. So I've cleared it out. That was week 1's goal, to get it completely cleared out. I've done that. Now, next week's goal is to make a plan for what I want to do with this room. I know that I want it to be a guest room, which I feel like that dates me, right? People do guest rooms now still, right? That's still a thing. I don't know what's on trend these days. So definitely want it to be a guest room. I definitely want it to be comfortable. So I was thinking about who is my guest? And I have no idea because no one visits me. So I feel like this is really just a room that my husband will get sent to if he ever gets put in the doghouse, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing, bud? Next week, look for the plan, and hopefully I'll even have a few things done, check marked off of that list. So this week, I want to talk about something that I had actually asked the question in my last video of, have you ever approached someone or been approached about your weight and losing weight? That maybe someone in your life that loves you has said, you're overweight, I'm concerned about your health. Let's figure out how you can lose some weight. And then there's also, are you someone who has a loved one who is overweight and you want them to lose some weight? How did you approach them? So I asked that question. I asked you guys to leave me some comments. Here is what you guys told me. Here are some blank pages because nobody said anything about this in the comments. It's okay. I still had comments, so I'm happy with that. I'm not complaining about the comments in general, just that nobody put anything about the conversation that I wanted to have today. So that meant that I had to go out to the World Wide Web and do my favorite thing, which was research. So I did pull up a few that I want to talk about today, and my opinion on how this conversation would have gone if I was the one receiving this kind of request. So the very first one is very similar to some of the approaches that have actually been made to me. And I think pretty much everybody in my life has at one point in time sat down with me and told me that they feel very strongly that I need to lose weight and their reasons why. And the reasons why are legit, right? They love me. They want me to be around for a long time. And that's kind of what this says. So this says, I love you the way you are, and I want you to be around for a long time. So you might want to start eating in a healthier way. Okay, so it's the eating in a healthier way part that I think maybe this loses me a little bit. The reason you would approach anybody about really anything, any kind of addiction, is because you love them, you want them to be healthier, you want them to be happy, right? And was eating making me happy? Yeah, it 100% was. The results of the eating were not making me happy. I feel like that is a key distinction. So for me, this approach is not a terrible way to present something, especially if it's the first time you've ever said something to someone about losing weight. It's the, maybe you should start eating healthier. That's a little bit tougher because it might not be the eating that's the problem. It could be that they're sedentary. It could be that they have an actual health issue. There are so many other things that can be involved in why they're overweight. But I think the key really is to figure out why they're overweight. And that may not be something that you, as the person who is approaching them, can figure out. But what you may be able to do is kind of help them figure it out for themselves. It's possible that they don't know yet exactly what their trigger is. I don't know all of my triggers. I know a lot of them, And I can tell you that people approaching me about needing to lose weight is kind of one of my triggers. I know it's sad, but it's true. It's stressful a little bit to be approached about your weight, even if it's just a casual conversation. There is a lot of guilt associated with my being overweight. And obviously, that is something that I'm trying to resolve by being on this journey. But there is still a lot of guilt that I have. So there's a lot of things when you're approaching someone that you kind of have to remember you don't know everything that's going on with that person. Even if you are super duper close, it could be your spouse or your child or your mother or your father. And you may think that you know, and you may not. So this is a touchy subject. So please, if you think that that would have worked for you, let me know. And if you have approached someone that way and it worked, let me know. Or if it didn't work, I want to know that too. The second one that I found was more interesting. This is kind of more of like the proactive approach. Sign them up for a gym membership and do what you can to make them go. I promise you, I did not make this up. I found this on somebody's article where they think that the best option is to sign somebody up who is overweight for a gym membership, give it to them as a gift, and then do what you can to make them go. Well, let me tell you, I feel like you could have just taken that money for the gym membership, put it in the middle of the floor and set it on fire. And that would have been more motivating to this person than actually giving them the gym membership. I mean, seriously, offering to go to the gym with them? Absolutely. If they approach you and say, I really want to go to the gym, but I can't afford it, and you want to give it to them as a gift, all right, I'll take that one too. But just, here's a gym membership and I'll do what I can to make you go. That's not going to work, in my opinion. Yeah, he doesn't think it's going to work either. It's ridiculous. So listen, like I said, this is not an easy subject to bring up to someone, even if they are the person that you are closest with. We get defensive and we feel like we're being attacked. And although that is probably not the intention at all, it still feels that way. And that's something that you may want to remember when you are trying to approach someone about it. And I get that it is a necessary conversation sometimes, because if something were to happen to them and you didn't say something, that's something that you have to live with. And I wouldn't wish that on any of my family members. I want them to feel like if something happens to me because of my weight, they did everything that they possibly could to help me. And maybe that person who decided to go out and spend their money on a gym membership, do whatever they could to make them go, is what they felt like, I have to buy this gym membership or I won't be comfortable. Sorry, that's still ridiculous. There are definitely better approaches than others. Let's think about that, and we'll talk about that in another video. Okay, well, I think that's it for today, guys. I'm again just continue to send positive prayers, vibes, hopes, wishes, calls for peace to Ukraine. Let's pray that it is over as soon as possible. So that's it for this week, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can see my continuing journey. Don't forget to leave me some comments on today's subject, or if you have any suggestions for the guest room, feel free to leave those as well. And I will talk to you guys next week. Annyeong!